Well, Jay, I've recovered from what turned out to be food poisoning. And it was from one of my favorite restaurants too, so I'm not going to be able to eat there for like 6 months. What a fail. But not my biggest fail, because my biggest fail could have been my failed 50-foot backflip, a speech contest when I was a kid, or the time that I over-rotated a front flip on the trampoline and bit through my tongue. But no, now you're asking me for a fresh biggest fail story. Although I'm sure there's got to be some type of psychological explanation as to why in 22 videos I've described 3 of my biggest life failures. Oh well, let's make it 4! This fail story takes me back to 8th grade. I was in middle school and doing science fair where the assignment was to do a Rube Goldberg project, which if you've never heard of a Rube Goldberg project before, it's basically where you use a series of simple machines to accomplish something, anything. Our goal was to launch a balsa wood airplane. But before the project we had to do this big paper on simple machines, and I put so much effort into it. Now before the teacher handed back our graded papers, she put a classroom breakdown up on the board which included only 1 F. But the class only had 12 people, which meant that I was still under fire for the F. But I had known that I had worked really hard on this paper, and so I did not think it was me. But she handed out the papers, and sure enough, I had gotten a 43. So like I said, there was only 12 people in the class, so it did not take long for everybody to figure out who the F was. Jay, this wasn't a huge fail because I'd never gotten a bad grade before. It was a huge fail because it was the first time I had genuinely put effort into something and failed. So because I was the only person in the class to get an F on the paper, the teacher actually let me rewrite it so she could regrade it. So I went back and wrote it again and tried really hard again, and when she handed it back, I got a 63. Which on a 7-point grading scale is still an F. But unbelievably enough, I went on to win the science fair that year. And moving on. Alright, so guys, my question on Monday to everybody was, what was your greatest accomplishment or achievement? Now, if you didn't see Monday's video and you haven't been keeping up with the news, Lance Armstrong had his 7 Tour de France titles revoked the other day because he finally gave up the battle against his doping charges. So what I want to do is put you guys in Lance's position. What would you do if your proudest moment or greatest accomplishment was questioned relentlessly? And is there a point when the relentless nagging would eventually outweigh your sense of pride? Jay, let me know what you think, because I am definitely inclined to side with Lance during this whole situation. I don't believe it's fair what they've done to him. Although, if you're innocent of a charge, I don't think that all the relentless nagging would really stress you out that much, because you would know that there was nothing that could overturn your claims. Anyway, Jay, that's all I've got for you today. I'll see you tomorrow.
And this has been another installment of SuperCarlinBrothers.
Do you think Zay Frank naturally talks with his eyebrows so much?